Welcome to Dog Mom News, where we are dedicated to educating and empowering the heart of dog moms. Tune into our Dog Mom News show for insightful discussions with top female canine professionals. From healthcare to training advice, we've got you covered. Elevate your dog parenting skills with Dog Mom News Premium. Start a free trial today and join our vibrant community where learning meets fun. Gain access to exclusive content, expert advice, and exciting perks, all while earning points for completing tasks and connecting with fellow dog moms. It's a journey filled with shared passion and support. Browse our merchandise store for trendy dog mom gifts and shirts and so much more, because being a dog mom is a lifestyle. Discover a wealth of knowledge and inspiration on our blog. From practical training tips to heartwarming dog mom stories, our blog covers it all. Join our vibrant community of dog moms today by following us on our socials and subscribing to our YouTube channel, where we have a treasure trove of fantastic content and a very supportive dog mom community waiting for you. Let's uplift one another in our journey to become the best dog moms possible. Dog Mom News, educating and empowering the heart of dog moms, because every single dog mom deserves to be informed, supported, and celebrated. Are you a dog mom that wants to build a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your pup? Do you dream of being the best dog mom you can be while creating an unbreakable bond with your dog? Introducing Dog Mom News' premium membership, the ultimate destination for dog moms who are ready to unleash the full potential of their relationship with their four-legged companion. With our premium membership, you'll gain exclusive access to a treasure trove of resources and tips and tricks from industry experts, all designed to help you become the dog mom you have always aspired to be. Imagine having a library of expert-led training resources at your fingertips, along with a community of like-minded dog moms cheering you on every step of the way.
I love this group. I love the community, and I love learning about everything you're posting to make sure that she's going to get the best life that she deserves.
But that's not all. As a premium member, you'll also receive exciting perks, such as monthly giveaways, exclusive discounts on top quality dog products, and access to members-only events where you can connect with fellow dog moms and industry experts. Don't wait any longer to embark on this incredible journey of dog mom excellence. Join Dog Mom News Premium membership right now and witness the joy, the love, and the growth that come along with being the best dog mom that you could possibly be. Visit our website and sign up for a free 14-day trial now for some of the best tips to unlock the full potential of your bond with your furry friend. Let's work together to create the awesome future that you and your pup deserve.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: The Bear and the Rat, the home of premium dog yogurts and toppers. Perfect for sensitive stomachs. Do you want pure and natural dog supplements that are affordable and sustainable? Then check out For Leaf Rover. Want to learn more how CBD can help your dog's overall health? check out Treatables, harmony for the whole family. Access fresh, nourishing, healthy, raw, and gently cooked whole food for pets with AllProvide.
Hey there, dog moms. Are you ready to embark on a journey through your furry friends' health and wellness? I'm Corrina Sullivan, your host, and I am thrilled to introduce you to a very special guest, Dr. Judy Morgan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Judy Morgan, and I've spent over 3 decades helping pets live their healthiest lives. Join us as we dive deep into the secrets of canine nutrition and wellness and unlock the power of traditional holistic diets for dogs. From puppyhood to their golden years, we've got you covered.
Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to learn from the best. We'll see you there.
Also, we're giving away a $100 Chewy card, 5 free lifetime membership to Dog Mom News, and some other prizes wait for you just by attending. Make sure to tune in on Tuesday, March 12th from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. Click the link in the description for all the details.
Hello and welcome everyone to our special live event on holistic canine health and nutrition hosted by Dog Mom News. I am Corrina Sullivan, your host, and it is such a privilege to be here with you today. Before we dive into exciting conversations with Dr. Judy, I just want to take a moment to make sure that you know what to expect from today's show. We've structured our event into 4 insightful segments, each focusing on a different stage of a dog's life. So we're going to look at the puppy stage, the adolescent stage, the adult stage, and of course, the senior stage. And throughout these segments, Dr. Judy will be sharing invaluable insights and debunking common myths about canine health and nutrition. Let's go ahead and take a closer look now at these stages. In our puppy stage, we're going to be looking at specific nutritional needs for our youngest companions and how to ensure that they start off on the right paw. You get it? Wink, wink, of course. All right, then we're going to transition to the adolescent stage where we'll explore the unique requirements of teenage pups and how to support their growth and development. From there, we'll move to the adult stage where we'll dive into the importance of maintaining a balanced diet for our mature canine friends. And then finally, we are going to look at the senior stage. And in this stage, we're going to focus on the nutritional requirements of our older dogs and then also how to help them in their golden years. There is so much to unpack here. But before we begin, I want to extend a heartfelt, huge thank you to our sponsors, AllProvide, Treatables, Four Leaf Rover, and the Bear and the Rat. Their generous support has made this event possible, and we are deeply grateful for their commitment to promoting canine well-being. Thank you so much. And now, without further ado, I am so incredibly excited to introduce our very special guest for today, the esteemed Dr. Judy Morgan. Dr. Judy is a renowned veterinarian with a huge, beautiful smile. Hello, Dr. Judy. You are amazing. You specialize in holistic pet care, and we are so glad that you are going to be guiding us through today's discussions on canine health and nutrition. We could not ask for a better expert to spend time with today.
Well, thank you very much, Corrina. I'm thrilled to be here and be part of the conversation. And hopefully we can help people navigate what they need to be doing for their pets at all life stages.
Absolutely. Anytime I get a chance to sit down with you or to talk with you, Dr. Morgan, I always walk away with incredible tips and also just very practical insights. So I know you have so much to share. I can't wait to get into it. But before we do, I bet you know what I'm going to ask you. I have to know, where did your love for dogs come from? Where did it all start?
Well, when I was born, we already had a family dog, and he was just a part of the family. And then my dad had hunting dogs, and I grew up with dogs as part of the family. And then once I went out on my own and graduated from veterinary school, I became very involved in rescue organizations and transport, fostering, and adopting a lot of rescue dogs. And the most we've had in our house at one time, one Thanksgiving, we had 27 dogs in our house.
Wow.
The most we've ever personally owned was 13 at one time. Right now, we're down to 5.
Down to 5. One whole hand, as my kids would say. I mean, to have more than 25 dogs in your house at one time, that's like quite a bit of experience from a young age. That is incredible. And I love too, Dr. Judy, how your love and passion for animals has intensified over time. You know, you have such a joy. And I know that, you know, you want to make sure that every dog mom out there, everyone watching, knows how to give their dogs the best life possible. So we can't thank you enough.
Thank you. I love the work that I do, and I'm very passionate about having our dogs have longer, healthier lives, and because they are part of the family. And who wouldn't want to keep their family members with them longer and have them have a very healthy, long life?
That's right. And I know in more recent months, you have been really delving into some fascinating work regarding the Constitution's diet with AllProvide. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about this rather innovative approach to canine nutrition?
Sure. Quite a few years ago, probably close to 20 years ago now, I started getting involved in traditional Chinese veterinary medicine, food therapy. So I've studied acupuncture and herbs and food and nutrition as to how it affects our bodies, how we can use food as medicine. If we can look back to Hippocrates, food as medicine, let medicine be thy food and food be thy medicine. And so I designed the Constitution's diets around the Chinese 5-element theory. So we have wood, earth, water, metal, and fire. And each animal has their own element personality that they're born with, but they can get out of balance. And so the whole goal of the Constitution's diets is to rebalance the system and help them if they're struggling with different disease problems, or if we know that their personality might push them toward certain issues. So for instance, I'm a wood personality, which means I'm very easygoing and happy to get along until you push my buttons. And then when you push my buttons, I'm going to explode out of frustration, frustration and anger. And
it's only fair.
Exactly. And we have certain dogs who will have that too. So we can balance that out. If we know that they are going to be prone to have that problem, we want to make sure that we balance it. And so any problem can be basically boiled down to where one of the systems is out of balance, and we can rebalance that using food. It's so the Constitution's diets, we have a pet personality profile, so you can figure out which element your pet belongs in, and then that will tell you what they might be more predisposed to when they get out of balance. And then you can feed to support it. So it's for me, it's fun. It's like putting pieces of a puzzle together.
Oh, I love that. And let me ask you, Dr. Judy, is when you're balancing, are you looking at the opposite? Like, would it be fire and water, or how do you determine that?
A lot of times that is how it goes. So each element is a parent to the next element in the cycle. But then there's the grandparent who's the controlling one, who is the disciplinarian and says, oh, you're getting ahead of yourself there. So yes, water does control fire. So water is the grandparent element to fire. If we have a fire personality, so it's usually redheads, they're very outgoing. If it's a person, they're going to be the one dancing with the lampshade on their head on the bar at the party. And so think of an Irish setter. They are full of energy and they talk a lot and they're joyful. And the problem is, if we allow that exuberance, if we keep throwing paper on their fire and we keep amping them up, then we're going to get out of balance. So we can use the water element diet to help balance that. So we can go around the cycle and each element will help balance other elements. There's no one thing that's always in charge. Everything interacts. So you're going to have bits and pieces of all the different elements in your system. And so these diets are made as complete and balanced diets for adult dogs, so adults through seniors. And you, without even knowing your pet's personality or not wanting to, have a problem or balance anything, any one of them could be fed to any dog, any adult dog. But if you want to use them as food therapy, you can also do that.
It is so interesting. And I love that, how you even said the red and the Irish setters. Do you find any common threads with different breeds in the different elements? I mean, do you see that?
Yes, we do. So metal personalities tend to be things like border collies, herding dogs. They are going to be, they're rule followers. So they are great if you want to do obedience work or sheep herding, something where it requires a lot of thinking and a lot of paying attention and wanting to follow the rules. Those are your metal personalities, and they're going to be great. So if you're somebody, you want to do a lot of obedience work, or you have sheep that you need herded, you want to have a metal personality. If you want an animal who's going to be good at schutzen or guarding dogs, then you're going to look for that wood animal who's like, nope, I got it. And if the intruder makes them mad, they're going for them. Earth animals tend to be yellow. That's the color for earth. And
I'm
so
dressed for Earth today.
there you go. Think yellow lab.
Oh,
I'm just so happy. I love
yes.
everybody. And they
Oh,
just want everybody to get along. And their imbalance is obesity. So the earth element is all about your digestive system. And so those guys, if we let them get out of balance, they're going to tend to be fat and lazy and just happy. They're just happy, easygoing, laid back.
right.
So
Yes.
each personality has its own good things and bad things. And a lot of times we find that people are attracted to dogs that have a similar element personality to themselves or to a like corresponding element where the two would get along, because some get along
Can
better than
see
others.
that. Yes, I can see that. Sometimes our dogs tend to look a little like us, like, oh, if I was
Exactly.
a dog, I'd kind of look like you too. Isn't that
Yep.
funny? And
Yep.
our dog, Louie Bear, who looks a lot like this little bobblehead here, he is so happy and positive. It's like, I look in his eyes, he just fills me up with so much joy. But I'd like to think we have a positive energy in our house and in our home. So I'm tracking with you, Dr. Judy. This is so fascinating. I love it. And I can't wait to unpack this more with you as we travel through our show today. For now, we just want to thank you for taking this closer look, for all the work that you do for our furry friends. You are just making so many strides and helping us tremendously. So thank you. We're going to have a great show together.
Thank you.
All right, dog moms, listen, we want you to get ready. We're just getting started here, of course, but throughout the show, Dr. Judy, she's going to be busting common myths for us. We always like to set the record straight at Dog Mom News. So we're going to dispel those myths with her about dog nutrition and health. So be sure to stay tuned for some real eye-opening revelations. Now, also, remember that Dr. Judy will be taking a few questions from the audience throughout our different segments. So if you happen to have a burning question about your dog's health during a specific life stage, we do not want you to hesitate to just drop a question in the comments section. We are going to be selecting a few of those questions throughout the show, and we hope to answer your question live on the air. So we want this to be interactive, and we want this to be hugely beneficial for you today. But first, it's that exciting moment where we are going to announce our first lucky winner. We are going to have so many winners throughout this show. So we're going to get started with a big drum roll, please. Here we go. All right. Looks like congratulations to Jessica. Jessica, you have won a free lifetime membership to Dog Mom News Premium. We will be reaching out to you shortly via email to provide you all of the details on this incredible membership. We want to thank you, Jessica, for being a part of our community and for, of course, engaging with the show. Dog Mom News Premium is an incredible service. I want to encourage all of you dog moms watching right now to go on our website after the show and check it out. There's just so much value packed into this membership. You have a community of dog moms who are for you and interacting all of the time, giveaways. I mean, who doesn't need a chance at a vacation getaway, right? Coupons, so much value, tips from experts. You're going to love it. Go ahead and check it out. So congratulations to you, Jessica. We're going to keep doing this throughout the show, as we said. So don't worry if you're like, hey, what about me? We're going to keep these giveaways coming. We're also going to have a $100 Chewy gift card giveaway at the end of the show. So you'll want to be sure to stay tuned until the end so you get your chance to win. Just think of all the amazing things you could buy with $100, right? And your furry friend will, of course, thank you. So stay tuned. And speaking of staying tuned, don't you go anywhere, because coming up next, we are going to have our first segment focusing on the puppy stage. We'll start in the beginning. So grab your furry friends and settle in for some invaluable insights. We will be right back after this short break. Stay with us. Is a digital platform where we highlight the unique relationships between dogs and dog moms. There's so much to talk about and so much to explore. Now, with Dog Mom News Live and in our show, we're going to be talking about a variety of topics, and you're going to be hearing from expert canine professionals, females in their industry who are doing amazing things. We're going to talk about topics of interest that some are serious and some are funny, but we're going to talk about dog health and viral dog videos and memes and posts from social media. So that's, of course, the fun, but we're also going to get really practical, and we're going to share training tips with you. And we're going to share, how you can work on your dog's nutrition. We're going to look at competitive sports and grooming, and we're going to hear from dog moms with huge hearts who are doing great things in their community and a lot of nonprofit work. Now, we want to make sure that you get involved in the movement. Of course, go to dogmomnews.com to learn more about what we're doing and to get involved. Kind of start in the beginning. Where did your love for dogs first begin?
Ironically, I was deathly afraid of dogs for the first 28 years of my life. And now what's crazy is my whole world revolves around them now.
I've always been the animal kid. As I got older in my early teens, I don't know, I wanted to always try to trim my parents' dogs. And so I started kind of do it yourself at home, not really knowing what I was doing.
Well, I always grew up with dogs, and I couldn't imagine life without having a dog. So when I moved out from my parents' house, I was like, I need my own dog. What kind of dog should I get?
And I was so afraid as a child because I was bitten as a child and went through rabies shots. And so my entire life, I avoided dogs because I never had them. And then when I was introduced to puppies and grew with the puppy, my fear went away and my love for animals, and especially dogs, came about because of Roxy. And crazy thing is, her birthday is the same as mine.
Parents is like, oh, hey, maybe she could groom our dogs. And so they bought me some cheap clippers and some scissors. And I worked on my own parents' poodles, and then that was just a kind of a passion for me. I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I wasn't that good at it at that time. Didn't know what I was doing, but I certainly wanted that as a job. I thought that was just and I was young. I was 14, so
wow.
I mean, who knows at 14 what you're really doing anyways, but that was something I wanted to do.
And I always grew up with golden retrievers and had golden mixes. And so I was doing some research about things that I like to do. Like I like to hike and swim, and I wanted a dog that was really smart, that could do tricks. And I lived in an apartment at the time, so I wanted somebody that, wasn't too big, that could maybe have the apartment life.
I'm pretty sure I was born loving dogs. The funny irony of it all is that I am actually incredibly allergic to dogs and cats.
Wow.
My family has had dogs since I was an infant. The first dog I remember was an Irish setter that we had named Shane, who I adored.
It started with me wanting to be really hands-on with animals as a child, and my mom being like, you have to bring your inhaler with you everywhere, and I did it anyway. I loved it. I said, I don't care. And so it was all that hands-on experience of getting to work with animals when I was younger that really led to what became Politics one day.
I love Irish setters, and we've had English setters and English Cocker Spaniels, and now I have toy breeds. So, I just love them. There's unconditional love that you don't get from anyone else.
cute are those dancing dogs? I can't get enough of it. Great. That's a fantastic intro. Well, as you dog moms know, nutrition plays a pivotal role in shaping a puppy's growth and health. Providing them with the right nutrients is, of course, essential for their development and their well being. And joining us now is the esteemed Dr. Judy Morgan, a veterinarian with a passion for holistic pet care. Dr. Judy, let's go ahead and dive right into the nutritional needs of our adorable furry friends during their puppy stage.
Sounds like a good plan.
Where should we get started? We know that building a solid foundation is critical. So, as dog moms, what are the most important things that we should be taking into consideration when we bring home a new puppy?
Well, puppies require a diet that's rich in essential nutrients to support their rapid growth and development. So, puppy foods are going to be higher in protein, fat, calcium, and phosphorus than adult dog foods. And that's going to help support lean muscle and bone and joint growth and development. And we also need a higher caloric density for our puppies to ensure that they grow appropriately. So we want to make sure that we have a well-balanced diet for puppies. This is that one time when, if you are one of those dog moms who wants to make your own food for your dog, I'm all for it. But make absolutely sure that you are providing a well-balanced diet, especially for that
Yes, and
stage, because we don't, if we're missing the growth, and if we have
yes.
excesses, joint problems and obesity and all kinds of issues for our puppies. So it's really important that that puppy diet is really well balanced.
Right. And it makes total sense because you should have a good grasp on nutritional needs if you're going to take that on yourself, because all fats are not created the same, right, Dr. Judy? So give me an
Absolutely.
example of how to, in a healthy way, incorporate, say, fats and protein into your puppy's meal. Can you give us an example maybe of what you would consider a well-balanced approach and meal?
Yeah, so a lot of times we think that our dogs only need a small amount of protein. And AFCO, which is the American Association of Feed Control Officials, they set the guidelines for what our pets should eat. And for puppies, they recommend a minimum of 22% protein. But if dogs are given free choice to choose how much fat or protein they would have in their diet, they'll actually choose more like 50 to 52%. So you can have much higher protein in their diet. And as far as our fats, we want essential fatty acids. Omega-3s are really important, but they do need some omega-6s, which come from plants and plant oils, seed oils, that sort of thing. So we need to make sure that we are getting all these critical nutrients in there. And we want to be careful that we're not adding too many calories, because we don't want them to grow too fast, particularly with a large breed dog, because we will get more joint problems if we are pushing them too fast. So it's really critical to have that balance.
I love it. And so much of what we should take into consideration also applies to humans too. If we just think with logic, right? Then you want a well-balanced meal. You want to make sure that they stay trim, that they're building muscle, that we're making sure their needs are met, because we do want to make sure that we do our best to ensure that they have a long and healthy life, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, now I'm thinking about nutrition and obviously preparing meals. That's so important. But I'm also thinking about digestion. What should we be taking into consideration when it comes to like feeding a dog's microbiome and making sure that they're set up for success as they grow?
Yeah, so it's particularly for our puppies, they are going through a lot of stresses, particularly in those first few months of life. So first of all, they get weaned from mama and their litter mates, usually kind of overnight. It's like one day I'm here with my brothers and sisters and mama, and the next thing I know, I'm in a car that I've never been in. That's very stressful. I'm in a new household environment. That's very stressful. And I've got new litter mates who are much bigger than me and I don't know them. So that is a very stressful time for them because it's a fast wean. It's not like, okay, we're gradually separating. And then as puppies, usually they're making quite a few trips back and forth to the veterinarian. And when they go, that can be very stressful because they're getting poked with sharp things. And so we want to really support them because this is when their microbiome, which is their gut, the bacteria and the good guys that live in there that are so important for a healthy immune system, they can get horribly shocked by all these things that
Yes.
are going on. And then a lot of times we're using chemicals. A lot of the puppies end up getting dewormed or they're starting on heartworm prevention or some other sort of chemicals, which also can disrupt the microbiome. So I actually really like to start the puppies on a really good high quality probiotic supplement because particularly if you're bringing them home and you may want to change the diet from what the breeder was giving, you're going to need to set them up for success with that. So if possible, keep them on what they were on, even if you don't like it, at least for the first few days, so that, especially if they're eating it okay, keep them on it so that it's not a huge, that's just one less shock for right now.
Yes.
And we can get them started on that probiotic and then start gradually changing over that diet to what you want it to be. And then the other thing, I know we're talking about food more than anything else today, but I do want new puppy owners to really critically evaluate which vaccines their puppies really need. It's not a one size fits all. A small dog living in a high-rise apartment in the city has a much different lifestyle than a dog who lives on a farm and is running through the woods. So really talk to your veterinarian about your pet's lifestyle and which vaccines you can avoid because we don't want to overwhelm them. And then also split those vaccines up. The smaller the dog, the more likely they are to have a bad reaction to a vaccination. So if you go in and they say, oh, well, look, he's going to be exposed to all these different things. We need a distemper, hepatitis, parvo, parainfluenza, kennel cough, leptospirosis, Lyme, and rabies at some point. Do not get all those in the same visit. Break it up as much as possible. There are many studies that show the more vaccines given at one time, the more likely to have an adverse reaction. And those adverse reactions can result in death. So we really want to keep our puppies safe and really support their system in a good way and not overload their system too much. And really critically important that you take a stool sample when you first get your puppy and have it checked for parasites because we see parasites more commonly in puppies, intestinal parasites, than we do in adult dogs. So that's kind of the first order of business. And particularly if you're bringing home a new puppy and you have other dogs at home, you want to make sure that your puppy isn't bringing something that's going to cause a problem for everybody else in the house as well.
Yes. Good point. I mean, this is such valuable information. I feel like everybody needs to hear this from you, Dr. Judy. Go ahead and text your friends, get more people on this show, everybody, because Dr. Judy just has such helpful information to share. I love that about building a healthy microbiome in your dog, making sure that we space out those vaccinations, as you said, also keeping stress low, because that's going to help everything in the development of a dog. And I imagine in those early puppy stages, building a healthy bond and trust with your dog is incredibly invaluable and important as well.
Absolutely. So we want to be that nice pet parent, just like you are with your children, but you also need to be a bit of a disciplinarian and set the rules. Nothing is more frustrating for dogs than not knowing the rules. So if it's okay to sit on the sofa today, and then tomorrow they jump up on the sofa and you say, no, get off of there. They're like, why was it okay before and it's not now? And I'm really confused. So you do need to let them know what the rules of the household are in a firm but gentle and nice manner, and then be consistent with your rules. And that's going to make house training easier, leash walking easier, just everything in general. And so having those kind of set feeding times and just having a routine that they can understand. Think of them, especially as puppies, think of them as your toddler, your very young toddler who's going to get into everything and anything. And the way that puppies test their world is through taste. So make sure that there are no dangerous things for them to taste.
Yes, that is so important. Put up those foods that are hazardous for a dog. Make sure that you have things, from a safety standpoint in check to set the dog up for success. I love that too. The healthy boundaries, minimizing stress, keeping things predictable, because at the end of the day, that makes life better and easier for everyone. So
Absolutely.
it just seems like too, Dr. Judy, a lot of people are just distracted today, right? Let's put our time, effort, and energy into the right things right out of the gate, setting those healthy habits and putting them
Exactly.
in place. That's
Exactly.
great. I'm curious, Dr. Judy, I mean, what inspired you to create the Constitution's diet? I know this doesn't necessarily apply to the puppy stage, but I imagine, you're passionate about every stage of the dog. What was it that made you say, I need to do this and I want to take this on?
Well, interestingly, I didn't have puppies for a lot of years because I was doing rescue, and usually we would gravitate toward the seniors. So when we start talking about seniors, I have lots of senior stories, but we would gravitate toward the seniors who had medical issues because as a veterinarian, it was easier for me to handle them. And 2 years ago, I don't know what happened to me, but someone asked me to take a special needs puppy, and I said, okay.
You're like, okay, with a question mark or an exclamation point?
And
Which one, Dr. Judy?
for 2 years now, I have been looking in the mirror and saying, what possessed me? What
Oh
was I
my.
thinking? And
Right.
to top it off, he was a COVID baby.
Oh my.
So he came to our
Wow.
farm. The people
Wow.
actually, the breeder actually flew him to our farm and brought
Yeah.
him. And we have a beautiful fenced area, very safe for our dogs. It's about a third of an acre where they can
Oh,
run and frolic and play, and they can get nose to nose with the farm animals, and they play with the farm cats. And so it never dawned on me that he needed to go anywhere other than the backyard. And when he was about 10 months old, we bought a new car. And I said, well, we'll take him with us to go pick up the new car. It'll be a fun outing. He
sure.
had he had never seen other people. He had never seen traffic. He had never been in town. He was so freaked out.
Oh
So
my.
this is why I say it is so important to,
Yes.
set the groundwork for these little guys because it's taken a long
Yes.
time. We're still working on it, and he's 2 years
Right.
old, 2.5.
Hey,
Um,
it gives you compassion, right? Now,
yeah,
when people come in
exactly.
with puppies, you're like, oh, I really understand what you're going through here. And your dog, my goodness, baptism by fire, right? Here are all the new things.
Every one of my animals comes to me to teach me something. But back to constitutions. I have
Yes.
been into the TCVM, traditional Chinese veterinary medicine food therapy, for a lot of over 20 years now. And I would design diets, and I have cookbooks. I have Yin and Yang Nutrition for Dogs. It's a cookbook with a lot of recipes based on this food therapy. And I kept making new recipes for people, and then people would have to cook them. And some people just don't cook. Some people don't even know how to turn on their oven. Some people can't boil water, which blows me away. But I have discovered that over the years that people store food, or one of my office managers stored purses in her oven, and another one stored
What?
shoes in her oven. So
Shoes.
if
Oh
you don't
my.
cook, it's an empty
Literally.
box to put things in. So so there are a lot of people who don't cook, and don't feel comfortable designing, what they want to put in, even if they understand the food therapy parts. Like, okay, I need some asparagus to do this for the dog, or I need some celery to do this for the dog, but they
Yes.
don't feel comfortable doing it themselves. So I said, well, if I design these constitutions diets and I make sure that they're balanced so that if they pick the wrong one, it's not going to cause a problem for the dog. But for people who are really into using medicine as food, or food as medicine, this is an easy way for them to do it. It's like, here, you get it shipped direct to your doorstep, you thaw it out, warm it up, and poof.
There you go. I know. That's great. One of my childhood pictures, you're going to laugh at this, Dr. Judy. I will say my mom does like to cook, but one of my favorite pictures is there's a cat in our oven. Her name was Cotton, our first pet. And I have the oven door open and I'm standing there like this, like, it was such a joke. But you're right. I've seen all kinds of crazy things. And it's a good point, just to be able to put our trust, if that's not our thing, cooking our own dog's food, and someone who knows all the things like you do, Dr. Judy. But speaking of that, dog moms, if you're watching, we really want to encourage you to interact with the show. Dr. Judy wants to answer your questions. So go ahead and put them in the comments section regarding the puppy stage, and we're going to try to answer as many as we can. So be sure to take advantage of having like one of the best veterinarians in the world at your disposal right now. So go ahead and send us your questions. Okay, dog moms, we would really appreciate it. We want to help you out. All right. So that being said, before we get too far ahead into debunking common myths about puppy nutrition, we do want to take a moment. Dr. Judy, we're going to check back with you in just a moment. We're going to thank our sponsors right now for coming alongside us, for helping to make this show possible. And we just want to say thank you. The Bear and the Rat, dedicated to promoting health and wellness and taking care of our canines, and their latest product here. Look at this, goat milk mighty toppers. How cute is this? You just go ahead and you thaw and you serve, and you can add vital nutrients to your dog's food. So mighty toppers by the Bear and the Rat. This is the goat milk version. Let's see. We also have here bone broth. Dogs go crazy about bone broth. So you've got these toppers to enhance your dog's food. You want to go ahead and take advantage of that and learn more about the Bear and the Rat. Also, they have these cute, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you. These are so precious. Look at these Barley's Bakes. They are cupcake mixes for dogs. Are they not so cute? They are awesome. This one here is with bone broth. Check it out. You can go ahead and mix up all of the mix here and make some cool cupcakes for your dog. You can do it for his or her birthday, or why not just because, dog mom, because you're the best and your dog will thank you. We also have a peanut butter flavor here. So we do want to encourage you to go ahead and check out all of the Bear and the Rat's amazing products, because this is actually just the beginning. I mean, they have some really great frozen treats as well, in addition to the mighty toppers. So go ahead and check them out. Again, the Bear and the Rat. So if you're looking for a hassle-free way to enhance your furry friends' meals, check them out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the Bear and the Rat. You are amazing. We thank you for your dedication to promoting canine health and wellness. And we are just so thrilled to have you as a sponsor of our special live event here. All right. Thanks, you guys. Again, the Bear and the Rat, check them out online and order some of their delicious products. Toppers, cupcakes, you name it, go do it. All right. So now we are going to bust some myths. Let's bust them about puppy nutrition. We are going to explore the top 5 dietary tips for raising a healthy pup. And we have the one, the only Dr. Judy Morgan back with us, because she knows what's best for our puppies. All right, we're going to celebrate fact from fiction, Dr. Judy. We're going to debunk these common myths. We're going to jump right in. And we know that you have answers for us. We trust you. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to start with number 1. Puppies need special milk to grow healthy bones.
Myth busted. So
Okay.
the funny thing is, most dogs are pretty lactose intolerant. And so if we feed cow's milk to our puppies, more than likely they are going to get diarrhea. And we don't need a special puppy. Now, there are milk replacers on the diet, but on the market, but they are really made to be used if something happens to mama, she gets mastitis, her milk dries up, something happens to her, and the puppies have no way to nurse, then, worst case scenario, you have to go to a milk replacer if you can't find a surrogate mommy. But other than that, they do not need milk. One thing I will say is that goat milk is very close to the mama dog's milk, and they will tolerate that. And so those little toppers that you were just talking about with the goat milk, that is absolutely appropriate for dogs and puppies. And it didn't dawn on me till I was having a conversation with somebody who was selling goat milk. And I said, well, how nutritious is this for our dogs? And they were like, well, it's 100% complete and balanced diet. I went, really? And they're like, well, baby goats drink it for 6 months. And I went, oh yeah, duh. So
Light bulb went off. Okay.
exactly, one of those light bulb moments where you're like, well, yeah, duh. So, and even so, as a veterinarian, I have those kinds of weird
I
light
love it.
bulb
You're so
moments.
humble. You're willing to admit that. You learn new things every day too, because we're lifelong learners. Go, Dr.
Yep.
Judy. I love it.
So if you need a milk replacer, I actually love goat milk. I would do unpasteurized raw goat milk, which is just so healthy for them. So if you feel like they need something or you want to use it as a special treat and give them a little bit of that, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, good to know. All right, myth number 2. Puppies require expensive puppy food for optimal growth.
Well, frankly, the price tag has nothing to do with how good the food is. I actually did an in-store video in the grocery store once comparing qualities of different foods in the pet food aisle with the price. And some of those little tiny canned foods, you look at them and you say, well, it's only 99 cents a can. That's awesome. And then you look at it and go, and it's only 2 ounces. So you're actually paying $8 a pound. I can get much higher quality, better food for a lot less than that. So what you're looking for is a nutritionally balanced diet. My preference is to have as much fresh whole food in that diet. And we have a lot of pet food companies who are making food with fresh human grade ingredients like AllProvide. And so that is what I recommend looking for a really high quality, the best quality that you can afford, that is the least processed product. And that's going to be the best for the puppy. So the price is not, not the deciding factor. And the same goes with supplementation. When we look at supplements for our animals, expensive is not always better.
So good to know. We want to make informed decisions. So dog moms, do your homework before you buy. Really helpful, Dr. Judy. Thank you. All right, now moving on to myth number 3. Puppies must eat large quantities of food to develop properly.
No. I mean,
busted.
they need the amount of food, the amount of calories that their body size and activity level dictates. And if we overfeed them as puppies, we can have obese puppies, just like we can have obese toddlers. So you really want to feed them based on their activity level, their size, what their adult size is going to be. And if they're one of those large breed puppies, then again, we don't want them to grow too fast. We don't want to cause joint problems. So we do have to control the feeding based on what their needs dictate.
Got it. Okay, number 4. Puppies should start eating solid food immediately after weaning.
Well, it depends it depends on your definition of solid. So, but the way that I always taught my clients to get their puppies weaned onto food is we take whatever food we want them to eat as, going into their puppy stage and getting off of mama's milk. And we want to take that food and mix it with something to make it nice and mushy, easy to digest. When my mom bred her dog, we had, puppies just in the mush making big messes. They have to walk through it. They have to play in it. They have to roll around in it and get in it. That's part of the experience of learning how to eat. So you want to make it really mushy and easy to digest. And then you could use the goat milk or bone broth to make it mushier. I think those are actually healthier options than the milk replacer. And then gradually work their way up to what you want them to be on as the next stage.
Right. So slowly move in that direction. Incredibly helpful. Finally, myth number 5. Puppies need multiple meals throughout the day to stay healthy. What do you think?
It depends on the size of the dog and the age of the dog. So puppies, we're talking about a long span. It could be, some breeds are considered puppies until they're about 10 to 12 months old, and other breeds are still kind of puppies until much later. So depending on their age, so let's take a toy breed that is weaned at 8 weeks. They have a very high metabolism, and particularly when they're stressed, their blood sugar can drop. So those little tiny guys may need to eat 4 to 5 small meals per day so that their blood sugar doesn't drop. The
Sure.
larger the breed, the less kind of meals they need throughout the day. And so most of them can be weaned down to 3 times a day by about, from 3 times a day down to 2 times a day by about 12 to 14 weeks, somewhere in there. But again, you have to look at the activity level of your puppy and the size of your puppy. And that is going to help dictate. But no, they certainly do not need to have food put in front of them all the time, because, I really like set meal times rather than allowing them to be grazers eating throughout the day. That's not really how our dogs are meant to eat. They're meant to sit and have a meal and be done.
All right, there you go. Top-notch insights, Dr. Judy. Thank you so much. I hope you dog moms are taking some notes, because there's just so much helpful information here. And speaking of all you dog moms, our viewers, we want to go ahead and turn to you now and share some of your questions that you are asking online. So Dr. Judy, now that we've already busted up some of these myths, we're going to just go ahead and dog moms, you ask the questions. We're going to do top 5 dietary tips to give you just a little more time, and then we're going to get into your questions. So think about them if you haven't already. Dr. Judy, can you share for us your top 5 health tips for puppies?
Okay. Tip number 1, high quality puppy food. Make sure you choose a food that is specifically formulated to meet the nutritional needs of growing puppies. And we do have foods on the market that say for all life stages. I actually prefer to have something that is more targeted directly for puppies if possible. We want to look for food that has high quality protein in it, and that definitely needs to be the first ingredient or the first multiple ingredients. And then we need to make sure that it's got all the vitamins and minerals that they need for proper joint and brain development, all those, growth, all those things that they're doing. So tip number 2, control the portion sizes. We don't want our puppies to be obese. That's going to be a huge problem. So follow the feeding guidelines from the pet food manufacturer of whatever food that you are feeding. Most of them have it either on the packaging or on their website that will tell you how much to feed. Number 3, we do want a gradual transition to that solid food. So you don't want to wean them from mama today and tomorrow throw a bowl of dry kibble in front of them and expect them to know how to eat that and not choke on it. So we do need to wean them over gradually onto whatever their more solid food is going to be. Number 4, regular feeding schedule. It's going to make it so much easier for house training and thriving on that routine, knowing what to expect. When they're older, sometimes we play around with that a little bit, but for puppies, they do thrive on, just like kids, they thrive on routine, knowing what to expect and when to expect it. And then number 5 top tip is always have fresh water. And one of the things that we don't think about often enough is changing out that water in the bowl. So if the water sits in that bowl day after day, we get a biofilm in there, which is basically bacteria coating the bowl. So for my dogs, their water bowls they have 3 water bowls for the 5 dogs, and they're picked up twice a day, and they're cleaned out to get rid of that biofilm, and fresh water put in, and then that's put down. And what I find is that every time I switch the water out, they know there's fresh, cool water in those bowls. And that's usually when everybody comes to run and get a drink of that fresh water. So just think about how you would feel if that glass of water you'd been drinking out of for 4 days kept sitting there. It would get kind of slimy. So fresh water, really, really, really important.
Oh, fantastic insights. That is so helpful. Thank you for sharing that. I don't think a lot of dog moms necessarily think about that, and to rinse it out even multiple times throughout the day, as you said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Judy. We want to go ahead now and get to those questions from our audience. We have a lot of them coming in right now. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the first one. The first question comes from Lilac Lola. And Lilac asks you, when should puppies start taking vitamins?
They don't necessarily need to take any vitamins. If you are feeding a high quality food that provides all the nutrition that they need, then you don't want to over supplement vitamins. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need any supplements, because there are some supplements that could be very beneficial depending on again, your pet's needs. So I use colostrum quite commonly because it's just so good at building a healthy immune system. Like I said before, I like probiotics for the little guys, but I don't look at a multivitamin or anything like that because they should be getting their vitamins and minerals from a high quality food.
Really helpful. Our next question is from Ashley Geis. She wants to know, how long is it safe to leave your dog on puppy food?
Well, we'll get into that when we get into our next section and we talk about adolescence and moving into adulthood, but you don't want to leave them on it into adulthood because, and we'll talk about it later, but we will get some issues with that because remember, the puppy food is formulated differently. It's higher in calcium, higher in phosphorus, higher in protein, maybe a little higher in fat. So there's some things that we do want to moderate when we move into the next stage.
Good. And our next question is from Cynthia Norris. Do you have any suggestions for puppies who are on foods, a lot of the foods that you've recommended, but are demonstrating a lot of scratching? Anything that should be taken into consideration? What's your advice for Cynthia?
So we shouldn't have a lot of scratching in puppies because they're really too young to have allergies. So it's probably not an allergy problem. Although we can have some food sensitivities, but I would be looking at environmental factors as well. Are they sleeping on blankets that are washed in detergents that might be irritating? Could they potentially have some mites in their skin, either Demodex or Sarcoptes? Has the veterinarian taken a good look? And could your dog be one of the breeds that has neurologic issues that contribute to scratching? So my Cavaliers all have a disease called syringomyelia and caudal occipital malformation syndrome. They're big words. The short names are SM and CM, but breeds with the round heads, the brachycephalic, the short-nosed, round-headed dogs are very prone to this. It's not just Cavaliers. So Brussels Griffons, Chihuahuas, Bostons, anybody with that little round head can have this disease. And the symptom is scratching, particularly air scratching, biting at their sides, that sort of thing. So without knowing more about this particular dog, I would say we've got to rule out a lot of other things. And there are some medications that your pet could be on that the side effects are itching. So one that comes to mind right off the bat is NexGard. NexGard is a flea and tick oral preventative, and one of the side effects can be significant scratching and skin lesions. So a lot of things to rule out there.
Okay, a lot to take into consideration, Dr. Judy. Thank you so much. And Cynthia, thank you for your questions, and all of you dog moms who have participated. Again, get online or comment in the sections and let us know, what your questions are, because obviously Dr. Judy has the answers and we love it. Before we conclude the segment, we want to go ahead and announce our next winner. So the next winner who has a free lifetime membership to Dog Mom News Premium is Sandy, yay! Congratulations. We are so excited for you. We want you to enjoy your exclusive content, stay up to date on all the latest in canine health and wellness. We'll be reaching out to you, Sandy, shortly via email to let you know how you can go ahead and take advantage of this awesome gift. So thank you for being a great dog mom and for being involved in Dog Mom News. We have so many awesome dog moms involved. And so don't worry, dog moms, you'll have your chance to win more, but stay with us. You'll want to stick around. All right. So we just want to thank you so much. We're going to get along. And if you haven't won anything yet, as we said, we're going to go ahead and get to that later in the show, but be sure to stick with us because coming up next, the adolescent stage. Don't go anywhere.
It's just a wholesome, simple treat, and dogs just go crazy for it.
Sample for your dog? We got frozen yogurt for dogs. This is real ingredients, all natural, non-fat yogurt. You could totally eat it yourself.
It's so good for their digestive system, it's good for immunity, and it can even help with doggy breath if it's given regularly.
She shared this actually with all of her friends. So every time we see someone, it's one of the first gifts we bring them.
Of course, dogs love bacon and peanut butter, delicious.
I love the bear and the rat.
The bear and the rat.
Are you a dog mom that wants to build a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your pup? Do you dream of being the best dog mom you can be while creating an unbreakable bond with your dog? Introducing Dog Mom News' premium membership, the ultimate destination for dog moms who are ready to unleash the full potential of their relationship with their four-legged companion. With our premium membership, you'll gain exclusive access to a treasure trove of resources and tips and tricks from industry experts, all designed to help you become the dog mom you have always aspired to be. Imagine having a library of expert-led training resources at your fingertips, along with a community of like-minded dog moms cheering you on every step of the way.
I love this group. I love the community, and I love learning about everything you're posting to make sure that she's going to get the best life that she deserves.
But that's not all. As a premium member, you'll also receive exciting perks, such as monthly giveaways, exclusive discounts on top quality dog products, and access to members-only events where you can connect with fellow dog moms and industry experts. Don't wait any longer to embark on this incredible journey of dog mom excellence. Join Dog Mom News Premium membership right now and witness the joy, the love, and the growth that come along with being the best dog mom that you could possibly be. Visit our website and sign up for a free 14-day trial now for some of the best tips to unlock the full potential of your bond with your furry friend. Let's work together to create the pawsome future that you and your pup deserve. Welcome back, everyone. We covered the crucial puppy stage, and now we are moving on to the nutritional needs of adolescent dogs. Just like humans, adolescent dogs undergo significant changes, and their nutritional requirements evolve as well. So we are going to turn back to Dr. Judy Morgan, our expert in holistic pet care. Dr. Judy, adolescent dogs are often described as teenagers. Kind of makes me snicker a little bit. What are some of the key nutritional considerations during this stage?
So this is the fire stage of life,
Ah,
by the way. Teenagers
yes.
think they're invincible
Right.
and they are willing to try anything. And
Yes.
these guys are energy in motion. So this is
Got
kind
it.
of my puppy that I've had to deal with, and then we got him a friend who's the same age. Again, had a moment.
Oh
But
my.
they have high energy needs, and they're growing rapidly. So you may find that during this stage, they actually are burning more calories, and so they may need a little bit more nutrient dense support. But we also want to watch the weight and make sure. I mean, you might have one of those Earth Constitution yellow lab puppies who's like, I don't care. And if he's not being that active, then you've got to make sure that you're controlling that, because we don't want to make them overweight, particularly at this stage. We don't want extra weight on the joints, and we don't want that to cause problems down the line. But they do have pretty high energy needs at this stage.
Yes. And so if they have these high energy needs, we need to get them out and get them moving, right, Dr. Judy?
Yes, and it's more than just opening the back door and letting them out in the yard, which, like I
Yes.
said, mine have a wonderful area, but we have a 23-acre farm. So besides going out and racing around and talking to all the farm animals through the fence, they also get to go for leash walks and safari's, which is so critical. Actually, one of mine likes to go on a pee fari, which means he's peeing on every single blade of grass on the 23 acres.
Oh my.
But it's really critical, that mental stimulation for these guys at that age. And this, like I said, this is when we want to expose them. I wish I had exposed my puppy when he was in that adolescent stage, because now everything is big and new and scary. If he goes, or he's been out a
Yes.
lot more now. But you
Right.
really want to lay that groundwork, and particularly with the adolescents, at that point their immune system should be good enough that they can handle going out and meeting other people and animals, and being able to face new situations, but do it carefully and gradually so they don't get scared.
Yes, and I imagine too, if they're not getting that stimulation, if they're not getting out, is this when you tend to start to see maybe some digestion issues as well?
Digestion and behavior, and the two are very closely related, by the way.
Yes.
And if we're not getting them out and then also getting them used to being alone a little bit. So this is the other mistake I made. My puppy was never alone because, again, he was a COVID baby and everybody was home. And so we saw this a lot when people went back to work. Separation anxiety. These animals have never had to be alone, and they don't know how to be alone.
And what
So
might be a
really,
sign? Yes.
well,
Sorry to interrupt you,
yes.
Dr. Judy.
Yeah. So signs of separation anxiety, I've had dogs with all different degrees of separation anxiety. I had one who, as soon as I left, he would jump up on my bed and pee on it and start howling. And he ate all the woodwork in our apartment. It was
Oh
not
no.
fun.
Sorry.
So my little guy now, who's 2, his separation anxiety is racing circles around
Oh
our family room kitchen, and he will literally run for 3 hours.
my. Just
That's
go,
why we
go,
got him a
go, go,
friend.
go.
Yeah, he
Yes,
just goes.
exactly. I
But we
know
got him his
sometimes I
friend, and
wish,
it's
yeah,
yeah.
and
I
it
mean,
still
you don't.
hasn't
Friend
fully
doesn't
convinced.
always, but we got our dog a dog. And they're the same age,
Right.
and the separation anxiety went away. When I leave now, they're just like, okay, we're gonna play with each other.
Oh my gosh. So you said,
For
okay,
me,
adolescence, there you go. Typically fire. So is it in most cases that like feeds like, or would there ever be a time where you think maybe during this stage you might need to change to a different element, or what should we keep on our radar when we're taking this into consideration?
so no matter what their personality is, this is the fire stage of life. So the baby puppies, those are the wood stage of life. So we take in their personality, and then we also take the stage of life, and then we take the season. There's so many things that can play into
Yes.
it. But the babies, think of wood is it's represented by green and new growth and spring. So that's the babies that are growing up, and then we go into that teenage crazy fire stage where everything's in motion.
Yes.
So like treats like. So the element of fire is ruled by the heart. So feeding heart treats or having heart as part of the diet can be very helpful. But this is also where we might want to look at the water constitution and say, you know what, we got to control that fire a little bit. We got to bring it down. So we're just going to put a water hose on it for a little bit, just to kind of keep things in check a little bit. And you don't have to use I mean, I love obviously the AllProvide constitutions, but if you're feeding a different brand of food, you can look on our website, and we also have courses on this where you can learn about which foods help the water element, which foods help the fire element. And so you can look at that and say, well, I'm feeding X brand of food, and they happen to have a recipe that has these ingredients that are listed as being helpful for this. So maybe I should feed that for a little while. And then, when the season changes or when the age changes, then, we can switch to something different, because I don't recommend feeding the same thing all the time.
Okay, super, super helpful information regarding our adolescents, Dr. Judy. We appreciate it so much. These curious pups with all this energy, we appreciate your insights. Before we dive into debunking some common myths with Dr. Judy, we want to take a moment to recognize one of our sponsors. And that sponsor right now is 4-Leaf Rover. 4-Leaf Rover, they're dedicated to canine wellness, and they just have a fantastic product. It's called Protect. Here's what you need to know about Protect. Protect is designed to promote a healthy gut, and we have been talking a lot about gut health throughout this show. So this product could be so incredibly beneficial for promoting a healthy gut for our furry companions, which is especially important, as we mentioned, during this adolescent stage. Just some ingredients in Protect, soil-based probiotics and antioxidants. So it's a natural way to support your dog's well-being. So if you are looking to give your adolescent dog the gift of a healthy gut and overall wellness, go ahead and check out 4-Leaf Rover's Protect. A big thank you to 4-Leaf Rover for your commitment to canine health and wellness. All right, now it's time to switch gears a little bit. We're going to go back to dispelling some myths about adolescent dog nutrition this time. We're going to bring back Dr. Judy to tackle some common misconceptions and to provide some of your valuable insights, Dr. Judy, to help us understand our furry friends' needs. So are you ready to go round two, talking adolescents, Dr. Judy?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and do that now. Number one, adolescent dogs need high protein diets to build muscle.
Not necessarily. Protein is very important for muscle development, but what we want is a balanced diet with the level of protein that is appropriate for that breed, that activity level, that size of dog. And so again, it has to be tailored to the individual needs. But protein is key for growth and overall health. So we want to make sure that we are giving them the best quality protein that we can. And at this stage, AFCO moves them down we're moving from 22% down to 18% protein as adults as the bare minimum. In my world, we use a lot more protein than that, just because that's what dogs would choose, and that would be what their natural drive would take them to. But we want to make sure that we have everything in balance, that we've got the proper protein fat ratios, and then some fiber in there as well.
Got it. Myth number 2. Adolescent dogs should avoid all human food to prevent digestive issues. I know what you might say, Dr. Judy.
False.
False. False.
So there are some human foods that are dangerous. So grapes,
Yes.
raisins, chocolate, onions, we definitely want to avoid those. But
Yes,
anything
of
that,
course.
other than that, anything that's healthy for you is really healthy for them. It's important to focus on getting a balanced diet in there, but don't be afraid to give them pieces of broccoli and green beans and blueberries and apples and bananas and pineapples. Those are so healthy for them. And if you bake a chicken breast and it's skinless, boneless chicken breast, and you want to give them little bits of that, that is absolutely fine. But we do want their diet to be balanced, and they can eat fresh whole foods.
Oh, I love that. All those nutrient dense foods. You're making me hungry over here, Dr. Judy. All right. Myth number 3. adolescent dogs require special supplements for joint health?
Nope. Debunked.
Okay.
Most adolescent dogs don't need joint supplements unless they are a breed that is very prone to joint problems, or if they're already having problems. If they're already limping and you've taken x-rays and we know they have elbow dysplasia or hip dysplasia or something that is going to be a big problem for them moving into the future, those guys we might want to consider giving them a supplement. But what I really prefer to see are natural sources of glucosamine and chondroitin. So we can get that through things like deer antler velvet, green lip mussels. We'll get some from our bone broth. If you're a raw feeder, from chewing bones, the raw bones, they'll get that. So look for those natural sources of glucosamine and chondroitin. We really, if they're on a good balanced diet and they're getting some fresh whole foods, they should have enough glucosamine and chondroitin that they're making on their own, again, unless they're one of those special needs cases.
Myth number 4, adolescent dogs can eat as much as they want without gaining weight.
No. Over 50% of dogs in this country are overweight or obese. And so we don't want to free feed. We don't want to allow them to just eat all they want. It's very important to do portion control based on the activity level, size, breed. A lot of things go into that.
Got it. And finally, myth number 5, adolescent dogs should switch to adult dog food as soon as possible.
No.
No.
I mean, they need to be on that puppy food until they've finished that growth, until they are actually adults. If we stop the puppy food too soon, we may not getting the nutrients, the calcium, the phosphorus, the fat, the protein in those levels that we need for those growth stages. Because these adolescents, while they're getting bigger, they are still growing. It slows down toward the end of adolescence, but they are still in a growth phase. So it is important that we are using a balanced puppy diet for them.
Balanced is the word. There we go. There you go, dog moms. We appreciate you, Dr. Judy. We want to hear from you, dog moms. If you have any questions about raising an adolescent dog, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and Dr. Judy will be answering them shortly for you. All right. So now that we have debunked some common myths, Dr. Judy, about adolescent dog nutrition, we want to shift our focus to your advice. So can you share with our viewers the top 5 dietary tips for keeping adolescent dogs healthy and happy?
Okay, number 1, balanced nutrition. We keep saying the word
Yes.
balance, but it's there for a reason. And if your dog eats an unbalanced meal, but you've run out of dog food and all you've got is eggs, and you decide to make scrambled eggs for the family and you want to give your dog scrambled eggs, that's absolutely fine for a meal. He's not going to die from eating an unbalanced meal here and there. But overall, we want to be looking for that balanced nutrition, particularly during these growth phases. Number 2, portion control, because again, we don't want fat teenagers. It's not a good look, and it's not good for their health in the long run. So follow feeding guidelines based on their age, their activity level, because again, you may have that couch potato adolescent who wants to watch TV all day, or you may have that sports adolescent who wants to run all day. So you've got to look at your dog. Number 3 is that exercise component. So they're full of energy, and they do need regular exercise, mental stimulation, get them out, get them walking, let them go on a safari. So we call them loose leash walks. Even though you want to be training them to walk nicely without pulling, we do want to give them a little bit of freedom, maybe on a 6 or 8 foot lead if you're in a safe area where they can kind of wander on their own a little bit, not be, pulled along and having to pay attention all the time. They do need a little fun in their life. Dental care, really important that we get started on dental care this early in life. Get your dog used to having your fingers in their mouth, whether you start with a finger brush or a pediatric toothbrush. A good way to get them used to that is put bone broth on there, because it tastes good and you can get in there and they're like, oh, those are pretty good. And then you can move up to using other things. We have a dental drop product, but we like to mix that with coconut oil, or you can mix your probiotics with coconut oil and brush the teeth with that. Very, very healthy way. But you want to get them started, even though they may still have some baby teeth in there, get them used to having their mouth handled. You can also, there are a lot of dental additives that can go in the food or the water. There's a lot of easy ways to do that, but it's really important to get started on dental care early because over 80% of dogs have periodontal disease by age 3. So really, really important to start working on that. And then 5th, veterinary checkups. Make sure that you are scheduling their regular checkups. I know that when they're young, we think, oh, they're just really healthy and they don't need to be checked. And I'm not talking about scheduling a shot visit. I am talking about scheduling an examination visit. In my opinion, the examination is so much more important than the shots. Not that I'm saying we shouldn't ever have them. I'm just saying that exam is so critical because your veterinarian knows what is normal and what is abnormal, and finding things early is very, very critical to being able to deal with problems.
Yes, early detection. I mean, what fantastic insights and tips there, Dr. Judy. Some really creative ideas too. I love that for the canine dental health. Really great with the coconut oil. I'm going to use that. We're going to go ahead and turn now to some of our viewers' questions. So our first one, Dr. Judy, is from Nix Perez. Nix wants to know, what is the risk if I don't want my 2-year-old to have a baby? Should I have her spayed? So I guess they just want your input on whether or not a 2-year-old should be spayed. What is your take, Dr. Judy?
So there's a lot of new information on this, and for most of my veterinary profession, it was always recommended to spay your dogs before their first heat, so around 6 months of age. And we've moved away from that because we know that the hormones that are there play very, very, very important roles. We actually did a whole focus week on this. We have tons of blogs, and this information on spay and neuter is in my books because it's when to spay or neuter, or whether to spay or neuter, is an individual decision based on your pet's lifestyle. But we have lots of information on studies showing the incidence of pyometra, which is a uterine infection, the incidence of mammary cancer if they're left unspayed, because we have great studies from Europe where they don't spay and neuter unless it is a medical life-threatening necessity. So dogs over there are left intact. We do things very differently over here under the guise of population control. And I admit that that is an issue over here. I think we're just irresponsible pet owners. So whether or not you have her spayed, Nix, I would recommend that you go to drjudymorgan.com and just type in spay and neuter, and a bunch of blogs will come up, and you can read the information on that to help you make your decision.
Yes, so much valuable information there, dog moms. Our next question is from Kathy Avidikian, and she asks, does goat colostrum aid dogs with allergies, especially during Florida allergy season? So goat colostrum, does that help with allergies?
It can. There are a lot of things that we can use for allergy season, but colostrum is one of them because it does help regulate the immune system. So it is something that you could try, but there are a lot of other things. Again, on our website, all you got to do is go on the little magnifying glass, type in allergies, and it's going to bring up a ton of resources and a ton of different products and how they work and why they would work. So bee pollen can help, quercetin, CoQ10, local honey. There's a lot of things that can be used that are natural.
That's so good to know. Our next question is from Nix Nico. And Nix asks, what are some heart-healthy foods for our dogs?
So heart-healthy foods are going to be things that help build blood and also help move blood, because the heart is all about circulation and getting the blood flowing. So you may have heard of something called golden paste, which is made with turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper, and you can use coconut oil or bone broth. We have a recipe for that on the website and a video on how to make it. But that is a very, very good circulation support. It's also good anti-cancer. And then like feeds like, so incorporating heart into the diet, whether you use freeze-dried treats. I buy chicken hearts at the grocery store and cut those up and add those to every single meal because a lot of my dogs have heart disease and they love them. So it makes it a really nice treat for them. Dark leafy greens are also very good. So kale and collards, dandelion greens. We don't think about eating dandelions. I wish everybody would stop spraying them and start harvesting them because they are a super food for our dogs. And again, very good for circulation and for draining any excess, particularly with dogs prone to heart failure, that will help drain excess fluid buildup in the lungs.
Okay, fantastic, Dr. Judy. Thank you so much. We're going to check back with you. We've got the adult stage coming up next. So we're going to cover a lot of territory there too, Dr. Judy. Thank you. And before we conclude the segment, we want to go ahead and announce our next winner. A big congratulations to Gloria. Gloria, you have won a free lifetime membership to Dog Mom News Premium. You're gaining access to exclusive articles and expert tips and all kinds of wonderful things. So we really want to encourage you to just make the most of Dog Mom News Premium, Gloria. It is amazing. And for all you dog moms that don't know about it, after our show, go to Dog Mom News /premium and learn more about it. You will love it. So Gloria, congratulations. We've got more giveaways coming throughout the show, dog moms. So if you haven't won yet, don't worry. Your chance could be next. We want to thank you, everyone who participated. So be sure to stick around for the show because coming up later too, we have a $100 Chewy gift card for you. So you really want to make sure you get a chance at that. Don't go anywhere, dog moms. After this quick commercial break, we are going to dive into the adult stage with Dr. Judy. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome to Dog Mom News, where we are dedicated to educating and empowering the heart of dog moms. Tune into our Dog Mom News show for insightful discussions with top female canine professionals. From healthcare to training advice, we've got you covered. Elevate your dog parenting skills with Dog Mom News Premium. Start a free trial today and join our vibrant community where learning meets fun. Gain access to exclusive content, expert advice, and exciting perks, all while earning points for completing tasks and connecting with fellow dog moms. It's a journey filled with shared passion and support. Browse our merchandise store for trendy dog mom gifts and shirts and so much more, because being a dog mom is a lifestyle. Discover a wealth of knowledge and inspiration on our blog. From practical training tips to heartwarming dog mom stories, our blog covers it all. Join our vibrant community of dog moms today by following us on our socials and subscribing to our YouTube channel, where we have a treasure trove of fantastic content and a very supportive dog mom community waiting for you. Let's uplift one another in our journey to become the best dog moms possible. Dog Mom News, educating and empowering the heart of dog moms, because every single dog mom deserves to be informed, supported, and celebrated. Welcome back, dog lovers. We are going to delve into the adult stage of our furry companions' lives. It's just so crucial to understand the nuances of their nutritional needs. And joining us once again live is the esteemed Dr. Judy Morgan. She's a pioneer in holistic pet care. Dr. Judy, thank you really for staying with us through the show and for your time. I know you are in high demand. And so we don't take that lightly that you decided to spend time with us today. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, so we're going to continue exploring the life and needs of a dog from puppyhood to adulthood. And now here we are in the adult stage. So what do we need to be taking into consideration as the dog makes the transition from adolescent to adult?
So the really key big change here is calorie requirements. So we've gone from rapid growth to high energy to now we're starting to settle down a bit. We're slowing down. Metabolism is sort of evening out and it's not racing like it was. And so we want to be really careful that we look at the nutrient requirements on these guys and that we back off. So if you've been feeding 3 times a day, now's a really good time to go down to once or twice a day. And then also look at the calorie amount that you're giving your dog, because again, we don't want fat adults either. So you're going to back down on the amount of food. And really it's a sort of a gradual reduction as they're approaching the end of that growth phase and moving into adulthood, so that by the time, we've got all that growth done, we've got them on maintenance calories and not growth calories.
Got it. Can you elaborate for us, Dr. Judy, on how the Constitution's diet addresses these changing nutritional needs in adult dogs?
So as we're moving into adulthood, we're getting a better idea of what our pet's element personality is at this point. But now they are entering the next phase. They were the fire teenagers. Now they're going into earth. So if as people, this is the time when we would be settling down, getting married, having kids, and being very nurturing, because the earth element is very nurturing. So we can support that using the Earth Constitution's diet as part of our rotation. Again, we want to be rotating. But these are, so you don't even have to know your dog's personality. You could just go with, okay, we're entering that time of life and I want to support that. So you could use Earth again as part of your rotation. Now, if you're not sure of your dog's personality and you don't know where you should be feeding, just rotate all 5 and you're going to be fine. You'll keep everything in balance that way.
There you go. Until you find you really hit your stride with the food. I love that. How, yes, we can have a certain element on our radar and our dog will benefit, but also having a willingness to try different things and just be in tune with them, right? I mean, isn't that the key here?
Yeah, absolutely. So my little crazy guy cannot tolerate rabbit, which is really unusual because rabbit is a protein that we use very commonly as our novel protein for dogs with allergies. It's a nice cooling protein. We're talking energetics, and my little guy absolutely cannot tolerate it. I have another dog who cannot tolerate beef, and I know that just from feeding it to them and seeing what happens with them. So I rotate proteins, I rotate brands, I rotate a lot of things for my dogs. But with the one guy, I always leave out the rabbit. And with the one girl, I always leave out the beef, and they just get other things in their rotation.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Dr. Judy, earlier in the show, you mentioned the importance of hydration and you offered some really helpful tips about keeping the water in the bowl, also cleaning out the bowl. But I think we also really need to take into consideration some of the symptoms of dehydration. What are they? What should we have on our radar?
So it's really interesting because we know this just from the effects that we can feel if we don't drink enough water or we get a little bit dehydrated, but the heart rate will actually go up. Their eyes may seem to be sunken or sucked back a little bit. Their third eyelid may come up. They'll be more lethargic. If you lift their lip and feel their gums, you'll actually stick to the gums. They get real tacky and decreased skin elasticity. So if you pull up the skin over their shoulders and it stays tented up, that's pretty significant dehydration by that point. And one thing I will say is if you have a dog that eats dry kibble as their main meal, they are going to need a lot more water than those who are on a very high moisture diet. A dog needs about 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight per day. So that's a lot if you have a big dog. But if they're not drinking that much and they're on a very high moisture diet, then they may be getting a lot of that from their diet. But if they are a kibble fed dog, you want to make sure that they're getting lots of hydration because they're not getting the hydration from their food.
Yes, and it's a really good point to if they increase physical activity or the weather is hotter, taking all of that into consideration and really upping how many ounces that they get. So thank you so much for that helpful information. We touched briefly on dental health with dogs. We should really just go a little deeper here, Dr. Judy. I know this is something that you're very passionate about. So can you speak to the importance of dental hygiene for our adult dogs in particular? You know, I know a lot of times, I don't want to get ahead of us, but the seniors, you just really see a state of suffering in a lot of senior dogs. So what can we do now to prevent that?
Yeah. So dental disease, periodontal disease, which 80%
Yes.
of them have by age 3, contributes to heart disease, contributes to kidney disease. All that bacteria in the mouth, it's a very vascular area. So if you have a lot of bacteria under the gum line, then that is getting into the bloodstream. And where does it go? It gets filtered out through the kidneys, it gets filtered through the liver, it gets filtered by the heart valves. And that's not good places for bacteria to get stuck. So really critical that we're taking care of their teeth. And I'm going to debunk a myth here. People generally think that feeding dry kibble will keep the teeth clean. That would be like your dentist saying to you, here, all you ever have to do is eat this dry cereal, crackers, cookies, whatever, and it's going to keep your teeth clean. No, it doesn't. It's carbohydrates, which actually break down to sugars, which coat the teeth with more plaque and tartar. And the other critical thing is having a true good professional cleaning or evaluation of the mouth. 75% of dental disease occurs below the gum line, so you cannot see it. So those dental x-rays are critically important.
So important. Thank you so much, Dr. Judy. Okay, before we continue our discussion on adult dog health, we want to take a moment to just express our gratitude to a company that Dr. Judy is very fond of, and that's AllProvide, one of our esteemed sponsors. As pioneers in the field of canine nutrition, AllProvide is dedicated to providing wholesome and nutritious meals for our furry companions. Their commitment to quality and innovation is evident in their new Constitution's diet that we've been discussing a lot throughout the show. It was actually developed in collaboration with Dr. Judy, as we've made clear. And this is really a revolutionary approach to pet nutrition that ensures that adult dogs, and not only adult dogs, but senior dogs in each of the stages that we've mentioned, really with only the exception of puppies. I mean, this is such a well-rounded option for our dogs. We want to make sure they receive the tailored nutrients they need to thrive. So if you're looking to provide your furry friends with the very best in nutrition, be sure to check out AllProvide and their innovative Constitution's diet. And you can visit their website today to learn more about this groundbreaking approach to pet health. So thank you, AllProvide, for your dedication to improving the health and well-being of our four-legged friends. And we're honored to have you as a sponsor of our live special today. Okay, Dr. Judy, well, that must warm your heart. I know you believe in AllProvide and you care a lot about this diet. I saw you smiling as I was talking, that's for sure. We want to debunk some myths when it comes to adult dog nutrition as well. So let's go ahead and separate fact from fiction together when it comes to adult dog nutrition. We're going to start with myth number 1, Dr. Judy. Adult dogs need a raw meat diet for optimal health.
Well, that's sort of not true. So some dogs thrive on a raw diet. My dogs are raw fed, have been for years, and they have done very well on it. However, it is not for all dogs. It is not for all pet parents. So what we want is that balanced diet that's going to provide all the nutritional needs, whether that's a commercial diet, a homemade diet, whether it's raw, gently cooked, canned, dehydrated, whatever form of the diet that you want to use, you need to choose what is best for your individual. Every pet is an individual. Like I said, I've got 5 dogs and I pretty much have 5 different meals at every meal because they all have different requirements to support their personalities, their issues, whatever's going on in their life.
Got it. Myth number 2. Adult dogs require gluten-free diets to avoid allergies.
Not true, because they can have sensitivities to anything, any kind of protein, gluten, whatever. The key is, again, providing that balanced diet, but dogs have zero requirement for carbohydrates in their diet. When you look in the AFCO, the American Association of Feed Control Officials dietary guideline book, the official publication, under carbohydrates, zero requirement, because they don't need that. They need fiber in their diet, but they don't require carbohydrates. So while they can do very well on diets, dogs,
buddy.
while they can do very well on diets that contain grains, they can also do very well on diets that don't contain grains or glutens or carbs. So again, it's going to be an individual thing. My dogs get no glutens, no grains in their diets, but that's my choice because that's what works for my dogs.
Okay. Myth number 3. Adult dogs can eat any human food without consequences. Any human food?
No. Let's avoid those grapes and raisins and avoid things like the drippings off the Thanksgiving turkey or the bacon grease, because those are basically considered rancid fats because they've been cooked at that point, and that is definitely going to cause GI upset. Cooked bones, very bad. When you go out to dinner and you eat a prime rib, do not take that bone home to your dog. That is absolutely one of the worst things that you can do. So judicious use of healthy human foods, fine. But there are definitely human foods that we cannot feed.
Oh, so helpful. I'm glad we talked about this. Okay, so number 4, adult dogs need to eat the same food every day to maintain stability.
Man, I hate that myth. Because that myth is so perpetuated by veterinarians in the pet food industry, and rotation. Let's just say there's a problem, like some of these recalls that we've had, where there's excess vitamin D in the food. If you're feeding the same thing day in and day out, you're going to magnify that problem and cause toxicity. Let's say there's a deficiency, a mineral deficiency or a vitamin deficiency in the food, and you feed the same thing day in and day out, you're going to magnify that deficiency. This is why rotation is so critical for our pets. Think about how we eat. We rotate.
Yes.
I mean, I can't even imagine eating the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That would be horrible.
It would. Okay. And myth number 5, adult dogs don't need dental care because they chew on enough toys. We need to make this clear. If you haven't gotten already in the show, go ahead, go for it, Dr. Judy.
Contrary to popular belief,
right.
Dry kibble does not prevent dental disease. No. Chewing on toys does not prevent dental disease. Chewing on things that are made, like there are some toys that are made to help clean the teeth. They've got little nubbles on them, or like things that help floss the teeth. There used to be these big floss balls. I don't think they make them anymore. But they're going to help, but you need to do dental care, whether that's adding something to the food that's made for that. We have so many products that are so helpful. There's water additives that are helpful. There is one veterinary water additive on the market that has xylitol in it. I have no idea why, because xylitol is toxic to dogs. Yes. So I would avoid that one. But definitely take care of their teeth, because we don't want kidney disease, heart disease, liver disease, other things associated because we didn't take care of their teeth. And we want them to keep their teeth for as long as possible. The smaller the breed of dog, the more dental care they're going to need. Large dogs have better enamel on their teeth. Small dogs genetically are inferior with their dentition, and they're going to need a lot more dental care.
Got it. Okay. So, Dr. Judy, thank you so much. Love debunking those myths. We want to make sure that our dogs stay healthy, full of vitality. And we know you have so many questions about each and every stage. So go ahead, dog moms, send in your questions in the comments, and we're going to go ahead and get Dr. Judy to answer your questions as they come in. So thank you so much. All right, just quickly, Dr. Judy, can you walk us through the top five dietary tips for adult dogs?
Well, these are going to sound a little familiar, so I'll hit them quickly. Number 1, balanced nutrition. And that's balance over time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be every single meal, but we want to make sure that over the course of the week, we've hit all the trace minerals. We've hit the fats that they need, the essential fatty acids, all the vitamins. So over that period of time, we want to make sure we're getting everything. Portion control, we don't want obese dogs. Fresh water, always, always, and clean that bowl. Regular exercise and mental stimulation so that we avoid behavior issues, but it also promotes healthy weight, cardiovascular health, joint health. It's the old use it or lose it. So we want to keep that muscle that supports the joints. So they've got to get that exercise, and then good dental hygiene.
Got it. Okay. So before we transition to information on seniors, we do want to go ahead and announce our next winner, Dr. Judy. Guess who's the big winner? Dawn Marie. Dawn, you have won a lifetime membership to Dog Mom News Premium. So congratulations to you, Dawn. Now we are going to go ahead and transition to seniors, Dr. Judy. We know as our furry companions age that their health needs change as well. So we want to go ahead now and just delve into that senior stage of a dog's life. It's so incredibly important that they finish the race well, and that we do our part to support their health and their vitality through their golden years. So Dr. Judy, thank you for sticking with us. Tell us some key nutritional considerations for our senior canine companions.
So for a lot of these dogs, they've got decreased metabolism. They're not as active. They're not moving as much. They may have some arthritic issues. They may have other challenges with vision and hearing. So we need to make sure that we are supporting their joint health as well as we can. Again, supporting good dental health. And as their metabolism is slowing down, we want to make sure that we are doing that portion control. But senior dogs require higher doses of vitamin C and vitamin E, which are antioxidant vitamins. So we can get that through whole food nutrition. They need high quality, easily digestible protein because their guts don't work as well as they used to. And they need actually higher levels of some of the trace minerals, iron, copper, zinc, and manganese to support their coats, to support their skin, to support their tendons and ligaments. And then we want some natural sources of glucosamine and chondroitin, like the deer antler velvet, green lip mussels, bone broth, those sorts of things. And essential fatty acids, which are the omega-3s, EPA, DHA found in fish oil, krill oil, phytoplankton, really critical for these guys because that supports kidney health, heart health, joint health, brain health. And a lot of these seniors, we're starting to get some cognitive problems. So we want to make sure we are supporting all of that.
Yes, that definitely happened to my 17-year-old dog before she passed. She started getting so disoriented, especially at night. I would just hear her little walking around the house and going in circles and trying to find her way. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. So Dr. Judy, is there anything in particular that we can do? Is there a Constitution's Diet formula that you recommend for seniors? Taking neurological health into consideration, but really taking all of their needs into consideration.
So now we're in the water portion of life.
Okay.
So that's when we get kind of weepy and fearful. And the water element is the kidneys and the bladder, but it also is responsible for bone health, nerve health, brain health, and dental health. So feeding the water element during the water time of life really helps support it. So we've got things in there that are really going to support that joint health and support that nerve health. Lion's mane mushroom is another really awesome supplement for our seniors to support neurologic health. So for those who are starting to have some mobility issues, maybe their nerves aren't functioning as well as they used to, or they're having that cognitive dysfunction, lion's mane can be really helpful.
Okay, great. We want to go ahead now, Dr. Judy, and just transition briefly to a thank you for another one of our sponsors. And we're going to come back to you just in a moment to continue this conversation because it is so incredibly important about our seniors. They deserve all the love and all the attention. But we do want to mention our next sponsor before we delve deeper. Treatables, thank you. You are dedicated to promoting wellness for our furry companions, especially as they age. And, they have a lot of great CBD products. Whether it's these little hard chews or transdermal cream here I have, just all kinds of great soft chewables that dogs not only find very tasty, but can also help them, especially those senior dogs, as we mentioned, as they age, just to calm them, to satisfy them. Treatables offers just a whole range of CBD products formulated to support senior dogs' overall wellness and their mobility, their calmness, their comfort, right? We want them to be at ease as they age. So with treatables, you can give your senior dog the gift of relief and also of vitality in their golden years. So a big thank you to Treatables. Thank you for your commitment to enhancing the lives of our senior dogs. We are most certainly grateful for you. And we're just so thankful that you're a part of our live special. So thanks for making this possible. Big shout out to Treatables. All right, now we're going to bring Dr. Judy back in. We want to continue on with our Mythbusters. It's a very important part of our show. So, Dr. Judy, are you ready to do this again to debunk some common misconceptions with our senior dogs?
Sure.
Okay. So we want to start with number one. Our number one myth, it comes with just how senior dogs, should they eat less? There we go. Should they eat less to prevent weight gain? What is your take on that?
Well, they do have lower energy requirements, but feeding less is going to give us nutrient deficiencies. Right. So especially when you read the labels on food that's made for all life stages, those foods that are made for all life stages usually are geared toward an adult active dog. And our seniors are going to be less active. So if we say, okay, well, I need to restrict calories, so I'll feed less than what is required for that adult active dog. Now we're not putting enough food in the bowl to get all the vitamins and minerals that the senior needs. So I prefer to have a food that is made geared more towards seniors because they do have different requirements as far as needing those extra vitamins and minerals, and they need a really highly digestible, high quality protein source. We don't want to restrict their protein. We don't want to get muscle wasting. We want strong muscles, particularly in our seniors. We want to keep them mobile for as long as possible. So we really want to focus on nutrient dense meals that are tailored more for the senior.
Got it. Myth number two, senior dogs need high carb diets for energy.
No, it's they have again, they still have zero requirement for carbs. Right. So they need those healthy fats to help keep weight on them. They need those high quality, highly digestible proteins to support that muscle. And carbohydrates, we do have some dogs in seniors that are losing weight, and some carbs may be helpful. One of my favorite carbs, if I have to use one, is sweet potato because it's still pretty darn healthy. It's a good fiber source. It packs a punch as far as vitamins and minerals. So a baked sweet potato added to their food can sometimes help keep a little bit of meat on their bones, and if they can tolerate it, a little bit higher fat level in the diet.
Okay, myth number three, senior dogs should avoid protein to protect their kidneys.
Absolutely not. The only time we restrict protein intake is with dogs with advanced kidney disease. And I'm not talking about stage 1 and stage 2 dogs. I'm not even sure I would restrict protein in stage 3 dogs. Stage 4, we're probably going to have to because they're building up too many protein waste products in the bloodstream. It's more important to worry about the phosphorus content, but again, not until we get in those later stages of kidney disease. So for most seniors, we need those really high quality proteins, and we don't want to restrict them. We do not want muscle wasting. Otherwise, if we get muscle wasting, they're going to be immobile.
Got it. Myth number 4, senior dogs can't digest fiber-rich foods.
Wrong.
Wrong.
So
you mentioned sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah, that's a great source of fiber. So fiber is actually beneficial for seniors. It aids digestion. It's the prebiotic. Fiber is the prebiotic, which is the food for the probiotics, which is the good bacteria, good viruses, good yeast that live in the large intestine. And those are so critical. They produce a lot of the vitamins that feed the brain, that feed the body. So we want to have healthy digestion, healthy gut. And we get that by having fiber, in a good high quality fiber source in the diet.
And finally, myth number 5, senior dogs don't need as much water as younger dogs.
Well, they probably need more.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Thank you, Dr. Judy.
We
Yes.
want to keep the water spigot turned on. We want the water going in one end and out the other. That's how we keep the kidneys healthy. We flush the system. That's how we keep the
Yes.
bladder healthy. So if we don't want crystals and bladder stones and all those problems, we want to have moisture in and moisture out.
All right. Oh, we so love our senior dogs. Thank you so much, Dr. Judy. If you have any questions, dog moms, as you're watching this for your senior dogs, go ahead and drop them in the comments section, and we're going to get to them in just a moment. So go ahead and do that now. Dr. Judy, I'm sure that our viewers are eager to learn the best ways to ensure that their senior dogs stay healthy and happy. Can you go ahead and share your top 5 health tips for our senior dogs?
Sure. So we talked about regular veterinary visits earlier for the younger dogs. With our seniors, we got to ramp it up. These need to get in and get a thorough physical exam with lab work at least every 6 months, if not more often. Particularly if you have seniors who are on chronic medications, whether it's for arthritis, heart disease, whatever is going on, you need to be very proactive with monitoring liver health, kidney health, and make sure that any medications that they're on are not causing side effects that you can't see from the outside. So really critical. And our seniors are the most representative population for cancers, tumors, lumps and bumps. So really important to have all that checked out at least twice a year for the seniors. Second, balanced nutrition. We want to make sure that they're getting all those vitamins and minerals that they need. And one thing that I will say is that most of our pets, even if they are on a balanced, high quality diet, are going to be low in vitamin D as seniors. So when you're getting that lab work, it's really critical to ask for a vitamin D test. It is not commonly included with routine lab work, but low vitamin D contributes to cancer, heart disease, kidney disease, digestive upsets. So many things are caused by low vitamin D. So you want to test. You don't want to just supplement vitamin D without knowing what their level is, because too much vitamin D is toxic to the kidneys and they'll die. Don't ever give them a human vitamin D supplement, but I do recommend testing. Weight management, very important. If these kids are obese, they already have trouble with mobility, most of them. So if they're obese, that is going to be an even bigger problem for them. Again, exercise and mental stimulation. Even though they may not be as mobile, they need just as much or probably more mental stimulation, because cognitive dysfunction may be starting to set in. So if they're not that mobile, find things like puzzle toys that they can do. And then you can do safari's inside the house where you hide treats and they don't have to move very far to look for things. Make sure, and then the fifth thing is comfort and safety. So slippery floors are a senior dog's worst enemy. I used to have those kind of rubbery puzzle click together pieces that you use in like kids' playrooms. And I had runners all through my house for my senior dogs to be able to walk on. There are also things called toe grips that you can put on that are like little rubber bands to help them grip the floor. There's paw friction, which is like a rubber that is glued onto the bottom of their pads. So it gives them something to grip. And make sure they have easy access to their food, water, and potty areas. Make sure that they are getting up and going to the water bowl. And if they're not, if they're having, pain issues and they're not getting enough water, then you may need to take it to them, or maybe give them some bone broth or frozen treats or something that is going to increase the moisture level for them.
I love that. Pamper them, right, Dr.
Yes.
Judy? Pamper them a little bit.
Exactly.
All the dogs watching with their dog moms at home, the senior dogs are going, woof, woof. Thank you, Dr. Judy. Thank you. Oh, it's so sweet. Now we're going to go ahead and combine, Dr. Judy, both the adult and senior questions from our live audience. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some questions, and then you give us some answers. So our first question here is from Elise Acevedo. She's asking, red foods like sweet peppers are warm, if not hot. My chows need cooling foods. Do you have any recommendations for them?
So we have lists, and you can find them online from a lot of places. I recommend looking up TCM, which is traditional Chinese medicine, energetics of foods. So we have tons and tons of cooling foods. So sweet peppers, like the red peppers, we use them in our diets because they're a source of vitamin C. And while they are warm, that's fine, even if you have a hot dog, if the majority of their diet is made with cooling foods. Again, we want balance. So we don't want to go too far in one direction and feed all cooling foods because we can actually take them too far. So for the amount of red pepper that you or sweet pepper that you would put in there, I don't think it's going to be something that's going to cause an issue. So I will even use ginger sometimes in my dogs that are hot if they're having a dampness problem so this is somebody who understands what I'm talking about.
Yes.
If they're having a dampness problem in the bowel, we may need to dry that. And that may mean that we need cinnamon or ginger, which are hot, but they're just a very small part of the diet that we're using. So it's okay.
Great. So our next question is from Shelby Bernston. And Shelby asks, what do you recommend if your fur baby was just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and has a very fatty liver? Also mention of Cushing's disease here. What foods should Shelby be giving her dog?
So this Cushing's disease and diabetes are both endocrine problems. And so we commonly see multiple endocrine problems together. I'm surprised that the dog is not hypothyroid as well, because all of the endocrine glands play in the same sandbox. And when one of them takes a dive, the others like to follow because it's just a huge stress on the body. So this is a dog that we want to get sugars out of the diet. We want to get those starchy carbs out of the diet. Something like the water constitutions would be excellent for this dog. Probably the earth diet would be really good as well. And then the wood diet is very good for helping with that fatty liver. So this is a dog, hopefully you're getting the diabetes under control. I'm sure you're having to give insulin with that. And then Cushing's disease, we actually have a free download on Cushing's disease. I'm not a huge fan of the medications for Cushing's disease. You may need them. In my 36 years of practice, I've been out 40 years. I only had 2 dogs in my practice that were on the actual Cushing's medication. We managed everything with herbs and food therapy.
I'm sure Shelby's thanking you right now, Dr. Judy. Thank you for answering her question. Lisa Mason now is asking about, for her 11-year-old Great Dane, it was diagnosed with spondylosis. Currently on meloxicam, it's a pill, and they're wondering if they should go and see a chiropractor once a month. What do you recommend?
Looks like they are. So yes. Spondylosis is bridging of the spine. And so it gets very, very stiff. And then that impacts nerve function. So not a great combination, but not a surprise in an 11-year-old Great Dane because that's an old dog. So we want anti-inflammatory foods. So again, we want to get the starchy carbs out of the diet. Cold laser may be very helpful. And then I would have this dog on a lot of herbal supplementation. Deer antler velvet can be very good. If the dog is painful, we have something called PEA, which is just amazing for these dogs. And Dr. Steve Marsden has formulated herbal formulations, which are on our website. And it's either going to be probably the Lumbrex is going to be the herbal formulation that would be the best one for that particular problem. So, and I would support the dog with omega-3s, anything that's going to support nerve and bone health.
Our next question from Kathy Avidikian. She's asking us to look at eggshell membrane, NEM, versus the benefits from UC11 chicken sternum. She's looking at how to help her 13-year-old severely arthritic Springer. Which one is more beneficial from your perspective?
They could both be beneficial, and you could end up using both. There are so many supplements that we can give for arthritis. We've had great luck with the PEA that was taken over from the human side. and now we have it for animals, which is very, very good for pain and arthritis and inflammation. And that's really what arthritis is, an inflammatory problem. So we want to make sure that we're on an anti-inflammatory diet. So again, no starches. And then there are so many ways you could go with this. Golden paste or turmeric can be very helpful for this. We have homeopathic remedies like arnica. UC2 has worked really well for a lot of animals, but I really like the eggshell membrane. And so what I usually recommend to people is anytime you're going to use a nutritional supplement like that, try it and give it at least 3 weeks to see if you're seeing any benefit. If after 3 to 4 weeks you don't think you're seeing much difference, stop it. And if you want to start something else right away, you can. But a lot of times we'll give something, and if we're not sure if we're seeing a benefit or not, stop it for a couple of weeks and see if they get worse. And if it's helping, they'll usually get worse pretty quickly. And you can layer these things on. Like I said, I had my little dog with cancer and heart disease and everything else. He had 20 different supplements in his food because I'm treating so many different things. Like I need these herbs to make the cancer stop, and I need these herbs to keep his heart going, and I need these herbs for his neurologic problems. So, you can layer a lot of different things on. And again, for this dog, cold laser, acupuncture, chiropractic can all be really beneficial.
Wow, what helpful information for Kathy and really for all the dog moms watching today, Dr. Judy. Just thank you so much for sharing valuable insights and all of your expertise. This has been an enlightening discussion today. We have covered a lot of territory. So I do want to ask you, before you leave us, tell us about the exciting things that you have coming up. What's next?
Well, the big thing for us this year, and we've pretty much put all our eggs in this one big basket, but we always have new content coming out, focus weeks every month on different diseases. This month it's on urinary tract health and kidney health on all of our social media. But in October, on the 12th and 13th in Orlando, Florida, we have the International Naturally Healthy Pets being sponsored by AllProvide. And then we have tons of other lower level sponsors who are going to be there talking. We have 7 international speakers, the top in holistic pet medicine, that will be presenting over that weekend. We also have 50 handpicked vendors who will be there so we have a naturally healthy pets market for dog moms and cat moms to shop for the very highest level products and supplements and food, things that we approve of that meet our high standard level. So tickets are available, and I would highly recommend, if you're interested in holistic therapies at all or learning more natural ways to care for your dogs, this is going to be the event of the year.
Sure. So there was a little bit of a hiccup, Dr. Judy, as you were saying the name of the event and when. So can you revisit that for us really quickly? Because I want to make sure we're crystal clear with the message. We want everyone to join us. And just as we say that, we get a little bit of a delay once again. Isn't that funny? Well, funny, not funny, right? But listen, go to Dr. Judy Morgan's website. Check it out. Follow her. She obviously is incredibly wonderful. We are so grateful for her time. You can keep on top of events. You can keep on top of all of her helpful social media posts. There you are again, Dr. Judy.
I keep losing connection.
It's okay. And you keep coming back, and we are so grateful. I'm just bragging about you because I'm such a big fan. I'm just so grateful for you. And I was just telling all of our viewers just how incredibly helpful it is even to follow you on social media, because you're constantly putting helpful information out there, and you just give and you give.
We are a content churning machine over here.
Oh, I love it. And you do it with such grace and so much passion. And you make time for us, Dog Mom News, and everyone else. So just thank you for all that you're doing from the bottom of our hearts. We so appreciate you. And can you say the name of that event that you were telling us about one more time? Because we did get an audio and video glitch, and I just want to make sure I know that it's important to you, that you get it out there.
This is like the big event of the year.
Yes.
It's the International Naturally Healthy Pets Experience, being presented by AllProvide. They're our platinum sponsor. It will be October 12th and 13th in Orlando, Florida. We have 7 of the top holistic speakers from around the world flying in for that weekend to educate pet parents on treating their pets more naturally. We're going to be talking about food therapy and cancer and herbs and Cushing's disease, ear infections, so many topics that are going to be covered by our experts, and we are really excited. We only have very few VIP tickets left. We do have quite a few general admission tickets left, but I know this event's going to sell out, and the link has been put in the chat by Dog Mom News. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Judy. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times over. It's always an honor and a joy to spend time with you and to unpack so many interesting topics. So we appreciate you, and we hope to see you again really soon. We wish you all the best. Thank you, Dr. Judy. You take care. And now we want to go ahead and tell you our next winner of a lifetime Dog Mom News Premium membership. Our next winner is, bring the drum roll back, Katie. Katie, you are the big winner of this lifelong membership. Isn't that amazing? So we will be reaching out to you to give you all of the important and pertinent information on how you can go ahead and get that set up. All right, everyone, we have an exciting grand prize giveaway coming up next. You do not want to miss out on your chance to win big, a $100 Chewy gift card. So grab a snack, get on back to your computer, and get ready to type quickly with the right answer. You could be the big winner. Stay with us.
Have you ever wondered about the ways to improve your pet's overall health and wellness? Can an all-natural supplement like CBD really make a difference? Well, welcome to the world of treatables, where we believe in the power of CBD to bring about a positive change in your pet's life. So, what makes CBD so beneficial for pets? Well, like humans, animals have an endocannabinoid system. This system influences everything from sleep to mood to pain perception, and CBD can interact with this system, providing relief and balance. Studies have shown that CBD can help with a range of issues in pets, from anxiety and stress to pain and inflammation. It can even help with more serious conditions like epilepsy or cancer. What about general health? It supports the body's natural regulation of the immune system, helping your pet stay strong and healthy. So not only can it help with specific issues, it can help with overall wellness. Now let's talk about treatables. Our CBD comes from organic full-spectrum hemp CBD oil, ensuring your pet gets the full benefits of CBD. From oils to chews to capsules, CBD-free probiotics, and our new transdermal cream, there's a treatables product to suit every pet's needs. You might just find it's the solution you've been looking for. Treatables, harmony for the whole family.
Join us on this exclusive tour of Dog Mom News Premium, where you'll discover a world of perks and rewards tailored just for you. So let's dive right in. Once you enter our membership site, you'll start here on the dashboard page. If you ever need to give back here, you can simply access the Member Benefits button on the side panel right here. One of the main aspects of Dog Mom News Premium is earning rewards for completing certain activities. Our rewards are called paw prints. Super cute, right? Well, listen, over time, as you complete more tasks and earn more paw prints, you can redeem them for merchandise from our store and other fun prizes. If you ever want to check your points, you can navigate to the dashboard and click on the achievements block here. As a new member, you will start on level 1 as a newborn pup. To start earning paw prints, you can head to the roadmap by either going to the dashboard and clicking on the Points and Rewards button, or by navigating to the side panel and clicking on the Points and Rewards button here. And then simply click on the highlighted level to access the roadmap. Once you're at the roadmap, you can explore the roadmap and start completing activities by clicking different icons. There's a variety of fun activities that will help you earn points along the journey. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of them right now. One way you can earn points is by submitting photos or videos of your dog doing certain activities. Let's look at this one called Puppy's First Playtime. Once you click the icon, you will find task instructions and an upload form. For this task, you need to share a photo of your puppy playing with a toy. Sounds easy, right? Well, once you have a photo saved on your phone or your computer, or a lot of us dog moms have a whole archive saved on our phone, which is completely fine too, you will click on Choose File and scroll through your library. Select the proper photo of your dog during playtime and select it. Once it's uploaded, go ahead and click Submit the Photo. And then, congratulations, you just earned 5 paw prints. It's that simple. We'll see you soon, dog moms. All right, dog moms, as we wrap up today's special event, I just want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you who tuned in and participated. Your engagement, your enthusiasm have truly made this a memorable experience. And I also want to take a moment to just revisit our sponsors and just say thank you for all that they have done. We want to thank our sponsors, AllProvide, Four Leaf Rover. We also have the Bear and the Rat and Treatables for their unwavering support throughout the show. Your commitment to promoting canine health and wellness is truly commendable, and we appreciate your support of our show and what we're doing with Dog Mom News. So a big thank you to all of our sponsors. So dog moms, go on and check them out. And of course, check out Dr. Judy Morgan's information. This has been an incredible show, and we just so appreciate everything. All right, but before we go, we have one more exciting announcement. We are thrilled to announce our grand prize giveaway. It's a $100 Chewy gift card, and it's our way of saying thank you for your continued engagement and for your continued support. All right, everyone, listen up. I need your ears. Listen closely, lean in. Here's how we're going to do our grand prize giveaway. We're going to play a quick trivia game, and we know you love playing games, dog moms. You're super fun, and it's called Trivia Tales Giveaway. All right, here are the instructions. We'll show you the question on the screen with 4 multiple choice answers, and then the first person to type the correct answer in the live chat will win the $100 Chewy gift card. I want to be crystal clear on this, though. You have to actually type the whole answer. That's the only way for us to make it fair. So get ready to type the whole answer in its entirety. The whole answer, not a part of it, not just the corresponding letter, and the first person to type the correct answer will win the big prize. Okay, dog moms, are you ready? Trivia Tales giveaway. Here's the question. What is the purpose of probiotics in a dog's diet? Is it A, digestion, B, immunity, C, energy, or D, muscle? We have 5 seconds on the clock. Do you know the answer? Type it in, dog moms. Winner, first one to type it all in will win. And the answer is A, digestion. Digestion. Did you get it right? So much fun, dog moms. Our team is going to announce the big winner. Let me know so I can tell you who the big winner is. So sit back and relax just a few more seconds. We're going to be determining that winner shortly. Before we sign off, I want to encourage each of you to subscribe to Dog Mom News for future updates, for events, and all of the exclusive content that we put out there. Be sure to visit our website for additional resources and information on holistic canine health. And also, we have our premium membership that we mentioned in the show, and you definitely need to sign up for it. We have a 2-week free trial going on right now, and it's really an excellent chance for you to check it out and to start earning some rewards. So let's go ahead and check it out here. I'm looking to see if my team has let me know the big winner's name, the big winner who won the $100 Chewy gift card giveaway. Okay, and our answer is, or our winner is, Blanche Fury. Blanche, yay! You are the winner of the $100 Chewy gift card. Congratulations. It's all yours, $100. You got the answer right. You typed in the whole word, so gold star for you, and you are our big winner, Blanche Fury. Thank you so much for sticking with us to the end of the show, and congratulations to you, Blanche. Have a good time. Let us know online how you spend your $100 Chewy gift card, and send us a cute picture while you're at it with your dog friend, your dog mom. So show off for us. Thank you, Blanche. We are so happy for you, and a big thank you to all of you, our viewers, for joining us today and participating with us. Just remember, this is all about creating the best dog life possible for your dog, right? We want to give them the best life that we can possibly give them. They deserve all the care and love that we have to offer. So dog moms, stay connected, stay informed, and most importantly, stay positive. Until next time, I'm Corrina Sullivan with all of us at Dog Mom News. Thank you so much for watching, and hug your dog for me, dog moms. You take care.
We would like to thank the following sponsors. The Bear and the Rat, the home of premium dog yogurts and toppers. Perfect for sensitive stomachs. Do you want pure and natural dog supplements that are affordable and sustainable? Then check out For Leaf Rover. Want to learn more how CBD can help your dog's overall health? Check out Treatables, harmony for the whole family. Access fresh, nourishing, healthy, raw, and gently cooked whole food for pets with AllProvide.